Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new edition of Legacy Politics. Today is a beautiful day here in Mississippi, so I hope everyone is doing well where you are watching from. I hope that you are enjoying the school year. If you're a college student, winding down. If you're not, maybe just some holidays, getting together with family. I hope you enjoy that. So here's a little video to get you jump started there for Thanksgiving. As you can see on the screen, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I know it's on Thursday, but I just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Today we're going to be talking about what the 2024 landscape is going to look like. Who's going to be on the ballot? What is it going to look like realistically for the Republicans and the Democrats at the same time? So sit back, relax, stuff some turkey in your mouth, and enjoy your Monday edition of Legacy Politics. So as we said on the beginning, welcome back everybody. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and thanks so much if you do. And also hit that notification bell so you cannot miss another video that comes out. Pretty awesome. If you hit the notification bell, you just get like a little buzz on your phone. And it says, hey, Legacy Politics uploaded a video. You don't have to watch it then, but you can watch it later, right? So that's the benefit of having that notification bell on. And then leave a like. It actually means a lot to me if you leave a like on the video. And also you can comment as well if you don't agree with me. A lot of people don't. You can comment on the video and say, hey, Legacy, that was stupid, you know? So, but just comment on the video. It really helps boost the viewership that is possible for the video. So today we're going to be talking about a lot of things. Actually, we're going to be talking about the Democrat and the Republican potential landscape for the 2024 election. But first, the beautiful New York Post, not guilty, as Kyle Rittenhouse was acquitted of all charges on Friday, on Friday, November 19th. Pretty crazy trial that was in deliberation for 3 or 4 days before Kyle Rittenhouse was eventually acquitted of all charges. And I saw a lot of stupid things on Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff. But all I can say is that I, even as a conservative-leaning person, watched the trial without knowing really anything that had happened, right? Watched the entire trial and definitely concluded that Kyle Rittenhouse was not guilty of anything. Maybe just a misdemeanor of, being kind of a goober and running into a place with a gun where it's obvious that probably won't turn out pretty good. But obviously he wasn't guilty of murder in the second or first degree at all. That's just ridiculous. And also I think that Binger, the prosecuting attorney, might have been the worst attorney I think I've ever seen in my entire life. And I've actually participated in debate and mock trial and all that stuff. And I've seen some pretty bad lawyers, as you can tell from 10th and 11th graders. But Binger, my goodness, he was just losing the case, losing the jury. I don't think he knew how to read the jury, and that was his problem. So just a little tidbit. I wanted to comment on that because I know it was a big trial, and I know a lot of people tuned in and wanted to see my reactions. My reaction is I agree with the verdict, and that is actually a pretty unbiased opinion because I watched the trial from start to finish without really knowing anything about the case. So I was basically a juror and definitely agreed with the decision. All right, so let's look at President Biden's job approval. We'll start with the Democrats. We'll start with the Democrats kind of outlooking the 2024 election. So like who could be on the ballot, right, for the Democrats. So right now, as Real Clear Politics put it, the average of President Biden's approval is at a 41.3%. So when you look at Real Clear Politics, that's not the actual approval rating of his job. That's the average of every single polling data that they can find. So as you see here up here, it has the Rousman reports, Reuters, Fox News, Economist, Politico, ABC News, and all of the good stuff there. CNN's down there. As you can see, that most of them almost to double digits, except for Monmouth at 6, but everything else 8, 9, 10. Reuters has it at 5. But some of these polls like have them high 30s, and even the Federalist has it mid 30s. So just not a good look for President Biden. Nevertheless, even if this switches, because it sometimes does, it sometimes goes down then goes up. Right now, it doesn't look like it's going anywhere. It looks like it's kind of stable at the minute. But President Biden has already announced to his allies and his aides that he is running in 2024. So right now, Joe Biden himself is going to be running in 2024. And Joe Biden is actually 79 years old. He just had his birthday like yesterday, I think. It was either yesterday or the day before. But regardless, he's going to be 82 if he gets elected for a second term, which would be insane to me. So even though he says he's going to run, I do not personally think he's going to run. I don't know. I don't even know. First off, we don't even know if he's going to make it throughout this entire presidential term, but I definitely don't think he's going to have another 4 years in him. You're talking about 85 years old when he leaves office. That's insane, in my opinion. So I think we should start looking elsewhere for the Democrats. People start looking to Pete Buttigieg and Kamala Harris, and I think I tweeted this out too, that there's a lot of stuff talking about like there's a rivalry between these two people, between Pete Buttigieg and Kamala Harris. Obviously, Pete Buttigieg denied that. But Buttigieg is 39, and he's actually pretty... Obviously, I don't agree with anything he says, but he's a very, very likable guy as far as a Democrat goes. He did very well in the midterm, in the good grief, the Democratic primaries, actually winning the Iowa caucus, obviously falling after that because you had just Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, Elizabeth Warren. I don't know how Michael Bloomberg beat him. I mean, I guess when you spend $400 billion per vote, then maybe. But yeah, I mean, he's a pretty favorable candidate, in my opinion, for 2024, and he's actually gaining a lot of approval. Now, Kamala Harris is just abysmal, right? Just abysmal. Nobody likes her. She's probably one of the worst liked vice presidents in the history of this country, and even Democrats agree to that. I don't have any articles pulled up for that, but it's been abysmal. She's just a terrible candidate. So I could see her still being vice president. Anyways, Kamala Harris is just abysmal, right? So it just seems unlikely to me that she's going to run in 2024. She'll probably run, scratch that, but I don't think she's going to run. She's going to get the presidential bid. I think it's more likely that like Buttigieg could, or it could be her. I don't know. If I was a Democrat, I would be wanting Tulsi Gabbard, but I'm not a Democrat. So that's kind of the outlook for the Democrats for the, like I said, this is going to be very brief, just kind of like overlooking it a little bit as we preview, because we just had the 2021 election. We're going to have a lot of 2022 stuff coming up in the next year, because that's the next thing, and that's the big thing, right? So we're going to have a lot of coverage for that for 2022, and then we'll get into, okay, here we go. It's 2024. It's time, right? So we're moving up, and we're going to know by then, as we get into the Republicans here in a minute, we're going to know a lot by the 2022. So let's get into the Republicans. So I saw this tweet. I don't know who it's from. AJ Equalizer. If you watch this channel, congratulations. You just made it on. But I thought this was cool, right? So this is a pretty right-leaning tweet, in my opinion. And I wanted to look at all of these people's comments as the public, if Trump was not an option in 2024, who they would want to be the next president of the United States. And you see a lot of DeSantis here. So I'd love to see a DeSantis Candace Owens ticket, DeSantis Tim Scott, DeSantis definitely DeSantis the only option. Too early in 2015, nobody thought Trump might run, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. Ron DeSantis, any combination of Owens, Shapiro, Trey Gowdy. That's interesting. Roger Stone, that's hilarious. That's not happening. DeSant, I'm assuming he's saying DeSantis. I'd hate to say it, but DeSantis gets the nod. Ron DeSantis, Condoleezza Rice. I pray to God that doesn't happen. DeSantis, Andrew Yang, interesting. Ron DeSantis, Dream Team, Trump DeSantis. So you see this as the Hill reports it, right? Or rather, not the Hill. Where's my article? There it is. So this is the Washington Post talking about the 10 top Republican candidates for 2024. And they ranked Donald Trump, obviously, number one, but DeSantis is number two. And this is the way it reads, I think, is perfect. Donald Trump, if he runs, he's the overwhelming favorite. And most or all of the above don't run against him, because what's the point? Ron DeSantis, if there's no Trump, there's a desire for Trumpism. Without Trump and without another Trump candidate, DeSantis is that guy right now. And it's not very close. His record as Florida governor gives that movement pretty much everything it wants. A guy with big state executive experience who loves to joust with the left and has found him justifiably scrutinized by the media. I like how they put that justifiably in there, but whatever. Nikki Haley is the third option there. pray that Nikki Haley is not our ticket for 2024, but if she is, whatever. It's better than Biden. But okay, so this is Ballotopedia, and it shows you all the list of registered 2024 presidential candidates. And there isn't anybody on here that's noteworthy. Obviously, just a bunch of random people putting their name in that won't make it anywhere. But so there wasn't anybody noteworthy on here. Obviously, it's very early, so we shouldn't expect anything like that. But I would not be surprised. But according to Joe Biden, he will be running for re-election. So we have to go with that until something different happens, right? So for the Democrats, it's going to be Biden as of now. Because if he's running, nobody will challenge him. Obviously, he's the incumbent. So, but for the Republicans, if Trump enters into the race, it's going to be Donald Trump as the candidate for the Republican Party. If Trump doesn't, it's going to be DeSantis. That's just the bottom line. And that's the reality we live in. So I'm just going to put Trump here. And this is kind of your overlook. As you see, we're going to have a lot of shifting, right? So Texas was 39 votes, electoral votes in 2020. Now it's 40. Pennsylvania was in 20. Now it's 19. Florida was 29. Now it's 30. So just a lot of crazy stuff. And obviously it's going to come down to the swing states again. Now, if you say, the Republicans will get Texas and Florida, I tend to agree. That puts Trump at 245. Right? Oh, I didn't mean to put Michigan. I was like 245. That's pretty high. So 230 right off the bat. Minnesota's going to Biden for sure. Virginia will go to Biden. I know that Youngkin won, but president and governor are just two separate things. And then it comes down to the states that it always comes down to, right? So Nevada, Arizona, Georgia, North Carolina, and then the Rust Belt. And then the 3 votes that can be gained through Nebraska and Maine, but Maine's first district will be Democrat. So, but anyways, there you go. That's what it looks like, right? So, and for Trump or for the Republicans to retake the presidency, they're going to have to hold on to these 2 states, which they didn't, right? So Biden won Georgia in 2020. They're going to have to get this state again and just pick off one of these, and they're set. That's all they have to do to win the presidency in 2024. And all Biden has to do is win every Rust Belt state, Arizona, and Nevada, right? Or pick off Georgia like he did. So because, this was exactly the map for 2020. Trump. Take Georgia, take one of the Rust Belt, and you're good. That's all you have to do. Or DeSantis, whatever it is. So that's your overlook, right? So I think that as of now, you have to trust that Biden's running in 2024. And as far as the Republicans, it's either Trump or DeSantis. And there's nobody else that's going to win. I promise you. It's just, it's either going to be those two. And I know that DeSantis is denying 2024 rumors, and that's because he's focused on the 2022 governor race right now, where he's leading in most of the polls there. Now, the generic Congress vote is a little outlook to 2022. Republicans plus 4.2, which is very good. So that's the video for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks so much for tuning in. Sorry about that little look out for the electoral votes there. That was my fault. But thanks so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Notification bell, like button, and comment down below. And follow me on Twitter at Legacy Politics and on Instagram at Legacy Politics as well. Thanks so much, guys. Legacy Politics out.